Hello, everyone. My name is Rosemary Savino. I lead operations at Vanadium, which is a data management platform that's giving control of data back to people and companies. And I am joined today by Rhianna Floresca, who is client director at MotherTongue AI. Thanks for joining me today, Rhianna.
Thanks, Rosemary.
Why don't you tell me a little bit about your role at MotherTongue AI?
Sure. I'm the client director at MotherTongue AI, and what I do is mostly oversee our programs and our business operations and business development. We're practically based in San Francisco, but we're right here at the East Coast to join Voice in AI this year.
Awesome. So tell me a little bit about the services that you offer at MotherTongue AI.
Sure. So we offer human-centered or human-in-the-loop solutions to the voice and Gen AI industry, in which we provide data curation, content strategy, and quality assurance services that product workflows in these industries would require.
So I want to pick up on the human-in-the-loop statement
Sure.
that you just made. Tell me why that's important and how MotherTongue AI is folding that into their services platform.
Sure. It's been apparent in the conference so far, but keeping humans in the loop or humans part of the equation here is important just because the people that we deploy or the people that work on these products are your initial user voice. And so having their input in any of the processes that you have in developing these technologies is important because they pretty much give the input to inform your technology on how the users would interact with your product.
That's awesome. And tell me a little bit about the multilingual approach that you guys are using.
So those solutions that I mentioned earlier, we don't do them just for English. We offer them in about 110 languages across the globe. So it's quite expansive, and what's more apparent right now as well is that because the technology is somehow mature, people are now exploring cultural nuances and deploying it in different languages globally.
Well, that's fascinating. The cultural nuances part of this is, I think, where the beauty of the AI comes in, right?
Yes, because it's a lot of the interactions that people have right now are a bit more on the drier side and very transactional. But of course, it's a little different when you're in a different market or a cultural setting because you expect different things from the product to tell you.
So share with us a little bit the evolution of how your human-centric and multilingual approach to the market has sort of, how you've seen it evolve over the last year and where you think it's going to head in the next. I'm not going to give you a time frame. You give me a time frame. How's that?
Well, that's an interesting question. As I was saying earlier, the conference last year and this year, the conversations are different. People are a bit more now aware of where they want to bring the technology to, whereas last year I think people were trying to see or trying not to get left by the hype train in that sense. And so there's now more intentionality in what people are doing, and that includes not just focusing on English content, but now expanding that consideration into other languages as well.
Fantastic read on the market. So you're the client director at MotherTongue AI.
Yes.
And how does that fold into the evolution of the product? Are you taking in your feedback and working through that process? Are you the human in the loop when it comes to developing new ideas and moving forward with customer experience?
Not directly. So for our company or our business, we're more on the vendor side for tech companies. So we often have limited impact into or influence into the decisions that happen into developing these products. But where I come in is more like what expertise do we have and how our expertise is evolving to meet our clients' demands. So with the technology as fast-paced and ever-changing and evolving, such as AI, there's always a lot of shifts. There's always this joke that you spend planning for your future, but your future is only like 2 months ahead with this technology. So that's been key and always transformative for me, at least, in my role.
Awesome. So I'm just going to say your UVP is flexibility, and capability.
Yep.
And
I would say agility is a key word in this industry. So that's been proven and tested in a lot of these product development cycles, and pivoting in those situations where it's critical has been a key for us.
so, second to last question, who do you target as your client that you think would get the most out of their interaction with MotherTongue AI?
I think it would be more, it's unfortunate to say this, but I think we're looking to those with more maturity or AI maturity in their product life cycle. So there are AI mature companies right now, and that's not to say that that's limited to the big tech companies, because there are other companies as well who are very much aware about the power, but they're not as big as your big tech clients or big tech companies at the moment. So those are our focus targets in terms of the clientele that we want to work with, and those that can actually bring or hopefully find value in the work that we do at MotherTongue.
Okay, so final question. You touched on this a little earlier.
Yep.
What's your one big takeaway from the conference this year?
I think it's the augmentation of humans in the process, and that's been a lot more apparent in a lot of the panels. We just hosted one yesterday as well, and we touched on that quite a bit. And I think the approach now is to really keep more strategic interaction or placement of humans in the workflow, in that sense that you gain as much insight to how the products will develop because you add in this augmented process in there.
Awesome. Thank you so much, Rhianna. It was
Thank
lovely
you,
talking
Rosemary.
to you. Enjoy the rest of the
Likewise.
conference.
You too.